So global warming is the track called, and you were talking about that water, right? On the side.
Yes.
The thing is, when you touch water, it's not like the other games, like Trackmania Nations, where you just bounce off of it and the car is not being affected by that. If you touch it, your car is actually slippery for a short duration of time. Yeah. So that is actually
with the tire, right?
Huh?
It is from the tires.
Yeah, it's slippery then.
Yep.
So you want to avoid hitting that. Yeah, so fairly interesting map. Also like the theme, the global warming, of course, with all the issues that we have, you know, the issues with the global warming. So I really like that track from the first look. It looks fairly interesting. I'm also going through a lot of zones here with some desert. I'm currently following Moppel, who's on about to finish now. But interesting map, I have to say that. Also here the pit entry.
There is a lot of pathfinding at some point. You will see, if you're following Moppel, you will see there is a lot of pathfinding.
Yeah, there was that parking lot, right?
Yeah.
Where they went through. I was seeing that, but Moppel is now finishing 122, and I think this corner is not too hard though. But I think there was one corner, I think this one here, which had a lot of water afterwards. Or where was that? There was one corner that had a lot of water. Maybe there is none.
It is the corner way beforehand. I think it's turn 1, where you have quite a lot of water. Then here the parking lot, as you said, a bit of pathfinding between the pillars. Then it's relatively straightforward. Another turn with the water, just to avoid taking the inside line should be fine. And then you have a beautiful banking turn. Very wide. It's a custom block, but such a wide road, and then you just happen to be at the very end of the map, last hairpin, I believe, into a right-hander, and then you have the choice whether you pit or continue the race.
Actually, fairly simple map, yeah, and also the avoiding the water is not too hard. Yeah, maybe this turn can cause some difficulties, but I mean, maybe that's also the message behind that it's not too late, yeah? The global warming is not too late. Of course, it's a huge issue, but also with that, I mean, we should all take care of that. And I think the make it or break it here will be just maintaining your speed also over that parking lot here, where you have that risky line, which Moppel just went over to. But let's actually go ahead and follow Josh here, who is currently on first place. But yeah, interesting map, yet very simple though.
Oh my god, Josh, right in the water in the parking lot. It's definitely a place that you want to avoid.
Yeah.
It is the water from the summer edition, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the car will be slippery.
Yeah, you can see it. So once you touch water, your tires are wet, or like they will go wet over time. So like how can you say that? So if you stay 2 seconds underwater, I don't know how that is, but your tires will be 100% wet. And of course, if you then only like have a second in the water, your tires will be like 40% or 50% wet, you know? And then you tend to slide out or not. But speaking of sliding, you don't really slide too much on this track here. And I think Josh was just testing, okay, can I go over that? Can I go over that inside one? As we see Lars being on that first place. So Lars with a good performance, and let's go ahead and spectate him. The loud player, also one of the OK boys, yeah, so called, which I'm also part of. He's doing a great job here, but what is your first impression of this map, also with the water effect being a bit of a feature here?
Yeah, it's just whether or not the player will be able to avoid the water. Then it's, as you said, it's relatively straightforward, not really complicated in terms of turn, not really technical. It's going to be another very fast track. We are running like a sub minute, so we have a 53 seconds around the track. So really fast track. So just want to avoid any mistakes, and you should be good to go. So probably one track that could suit Warsail quite well.
Yeah, I think so as well. I mean, this track is probably good for everyone, but one mistake and you kind of fall behind because of that small part there. Just
speaking of Warsail,
before the hairpin, that was the part that I was really looking out for. Maybe we can follow Warsail here for a second. Oh, goes over the grass so much there to slow down. Actually, quite smart decision making there, but of course losing a lot of speed, but still not looking too bad. Also not going for that inside line there. Maybe you don't want to go for that due to the angle that you just lose there. So Wosal maybe on his way to find yet another faster strat here. But I was talking about this turn here. Yeah, you have this where you really accumulate speed, and then the right-hander here. Look at that. You have like a long right-hander, and then ending like this. Like this is so blind, and you can definitely crash there. And you want to avoid to crash there, of course. So
it is definitely a turn that you could forget, and it would be a massive mistake because you lose so much speed, just because it is a blind turn, as you said.
Exactly, and also the map is not really that drift heavy. So we see Wosal only drifting in like 1 or 2 turns here, and the rest is without drift. So just a speed fun map, if we would call it like that. But of course this also favors new players, like for example Danik B, who's leading here. 52.17, so 0.8 out of Wosal. Good time here by the Czech player.
Yeah, going extremely slow, so probably a mistake. Let's talk a bit, like, I think it was a thing that made the track from last week less interesting. We have big guys missing, right? Massive missing, if I'm correct. I didn't see him checking in. And Scrappy also. So 2 big names that we are missing right now. And they in the first 4 races, they were playing a huge role on the suspense and whether or not the track was competitive. So it could be also one of the race where you have just 2 to 3 guys dominating the race, and then everyone is just out of contention for the win. And speaking of a win, could it be the good opportunity for Dexter's first win in this season? He has yet to win a race. Always a good performance from Dexter. I think we had a P2, a P3, and another P2, and I think a P4. But yet a win for Dexter, unfortunately.
So actually a lot of things there that you're mentioning that are completely correct, but that I can also like add some things to it. So of course we had the Trackmania Grand League drivers, Muda, Strappy, Spam, Massa, all not playing because Trackmania Grand League. Also Scrappy, maybe focusing on that because now there's prize money on the line even for an Orkless player. So I'm looking forward to see Scrappy playing because that is one of the players who is just, you know, he's playing Cup of the Day, he ends up in seed number 30, and then all of a sudden he drives PB every round and just wins. You know, Scrappy is such a great driver, and I just hope, I mean, it's fair that he focuses on that. But I hope that he can perform good. And also Dexter, you were talking about him, also playing the Trackmania Open Grand League, yeah? So he's in the 3rd division, didn't get invited into the Trackmania Grand League Challenger, but right now he has COVID. So that is not so good for him. So get well soon, Dexter. That's why he couldn't travel also to some friends, to Marius. And right now he finds himself on 9th position, but of course Dexter player never to be underestimated, not going for that line, but good points that you're mentioning here. I mean, is it like maybe putting a little bit less pressure on players like Wosal and also Patrose, who are just the defending champions of the Trackmania Formula League?
Yeah, and they are leading the pack quite well. Wosal is well in advance. I think it is a 145 points ahead of Patrose, who is 2nd in the driver standings. Then I don't think, just let me check. I don't think it is, we have a huge contention for P2. Yeah, Patrose, oh, never mind. Patrose is 8 points ahead of his rival, which is Dexter. Yeah. So yeah, Dexter could well be P2 in the driver championships as of today if Patrose has a bit like last time, the last 2 times I've casted Trackmania Formula League had bad qualifying, very bad qualifying, but then I think one race he disconnected, unfortunately due to technical issue, and then the other one he just won. Straight at one. So yeah, up and down for Patrose, not really due to skills or anything, but more like technical issues. But yeah, Dexter could really well catch up to Patrose here. Wosal, I should be safe from a like near perfect weekend, considering that he's going to score points. and huge amount of points, I believe, because the tracks should be able to suit him well. But yeah, he should remain P1 in the driver's standings. But yeah, P2 is up for grab.
Oh man, this inside turn there, this will cause a lot of issues, and Patrosa just went for that, and I think you can go for it and get the speed. I mean, I think Berserker and Danik B just have the line out. We can see Berserker going for that inside line, yeah, on that parking lot, or whatever, the parking house, whatever, but then you have such an inside approach over that water as well, risk to touch it, and Berserker has just made a mistake. And I think you were mentioning some good points there. Also, we see Spam, Massa, Scrappy, all in the top 10, so those rankings will be shuffled up now, yeah? Yep. And a player like Dexter can well overtake a player like Patrosa, because Patrosa was really struggling last race. He had a really weird race. I just have to say that his race was up and down, and somewhat he just landed in the top 5, I think even. So Patrosa, one of the players who can always squeeze something out, but when it's not working, then it's not working for him. But sometimes he was just a bit lucky, so he definitely needs to maybe go for a good finish here to also stay on par with Wosal, who's just playing an insane season at the moment.
Yes, yeah, Wosal is the man to beat. Just looking at the kind of races he had is just outstanding from this driver. Winner of season 1. He has already, let me check. He has already 2 wins under his belt, 2 second place, 1 third. So he hasn't. In every race so far this season, he was always on the podium, which is insane. But the amount of consistency from Wosal is so great.
Yeah, and also he tends to not make as many mistakes as a player like Dexter, because in the previous race we had, I think, Dexter even being ahead of Wosal, but Wosal just had the best pit strat and also the fastest pace. So Wosal on his way here to maybe win yet another time. Yeah, after winning season 1, he can also win season 3 here. Or was it season 1? Was, right?
He won season 1.
Exactly.
I think he was P2 or P3 in season 2. And then for now he's leading the driver championships. But speaking of the championships, we also have a team championship, and like the big guys missing, Massa and Spam, it is so detrimental for the team championship, because Bullish, who was at in race number 3, I believe, ahead in the team championship. So having those guys miss 2 races, it will be so detrimental for the competitiveness of that championship.
Yes, that is for sure. So Team Bullish will not play a role anymore. I think they will not play because of Trackmania Grand Prix, of course. It's also very important to focus on that. And also, like, when I spectate Patrosa here, yeah, P4 right now, look at that, 8.3 liters, 16%. And this might be the part where players think, do I want to risk it? Do I want to risk to drift out, maybe in this turn or something like that? Do they want to go for full laps and just risk it all out, or they want to go for fresh tires? As I just want to take a look onto Patrosa for the pit entry, yeah. Just want to check how this is going, because I haven't seen the pit lane thus far.
Pit lane is relatively simple, I would say. You have no real way to cheat like the entry, like we've seen in the past. A bit of drama where players tend to wallbang or whatever to just avoid having braking too early to stop the car. Here it's just no walls around the pit limiter. So yeah, it is straightforward. It is quite simple, considering that you just need to brake.
Yeah, you just need to brake, but with low tires and stuff like that, it can be hard when we can't see some slides. So let me actually go into the free camera here and check, because we were talking about the pit lane being free, but of course you can go out here. Okay, I mean, if you slide out, you can definitely do it. Yeah, you could slide out here. So we might see the one or another player, like from that black platform block, falling down and not being able to finish because there's no coming back here. Not even from the water or stuff.
There's no coming back? Oh my god.
Maybe from the inside. From the inside there is.
Yeah, I think you probably have. Oh no, never mind. And you may not have any ways to come back.
From the outside you have not.
Oh no, yeah.
You have, yeah.
No, from the inside you have. You just need to go back on the track.
And you play that
just before the 130 like kind of panel.
Oh, Jesus, Danik B is risking so much. Also a player that I would like to focus on because he is right now on P number 6 in the total ranking. So Danik B also playing a great season. Yeah.
Yep.
So I hope that he can also make something happen.
He's a teamless player, right? No team.
Yeah, he has no team.
For Danik B.
No
that's
team.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean he's fairly new into the Trackmania Formula League.
Yeah.
Maybe he is pairing up with someone. Maybe with also like tech Andys who are called Sefi Chris, for example. Yeah, one of my fellow viewers, my fellow loyal viewers, and my teammate. Yeah, he is playing for M&M Gaming and also having a great time here. 52.39, and Patrose all of a sudden also going into the lead. But to quickly give you guys a rundown. You're not allowed to respawn right now. We have the free practice, which takes place 20 minutes, and their players are checking out the map, checking the circumstances, and just try to set the fastest time possible, to just try to risk it, to limit test, you know, and this doesn't count. After that, we have the qualifying, and then the actual race. Maybe you can explain that. That's a pick.
Yeah, it is really straightforward. Qualifying, you just have 2 laps. The best of your 2 laps will be taken into consideration. You rank, and then we rank the best 2 laps of every driver, and then you have an order. You start on the proper slot on the grid, and then we go for, I don't remember how many laps we are going to
51.
do 51 laps around the track. It's really simple. So, like, you just need to manage the strategy. Strategy should be relatively simple.
Yeah.
You just need to pit for the fuel, but pitting for the fuel always takes a second risk that you are going to disregard your tires, and your tires need to be in good shape in order to not slide out of a banking turn or go into a wall or turtle on whatever thing you can turtle in. So yeah, pitting for the fuel might be the interesting call in the Trackmania Formula League, because pitting for the tires is not really, it's kind of boring because tires are going to change really fast. Like, it is a 5-second pit stop, then you just need to put a bit more fuel. But yeah, pitting for the fuel is always so interesting because you know that you technically you could slide out but still be well in terms of fuel. So you need to take those tires into consideration.
Yeah, I mean there was a explanation. So of course your tires and your fuel are wearing off after the time, or your fuel is getting consumed. The more you accelerate, the more fuel you consume. That is straightforward. Yeah, and the tires consume also like linear when you just drive, but also more when drifting. Yeah, so you can see Danik B was drifting that turn. His tires are wearing off a bit more than just going a full speed turn, but still they wear off because you just drive, you know, that is normal. Yeah, but here of course he drifts and his tires are wearing off almost 1% in that turn, or even faster than 1%. And once you hit a certain spot, in this case 30%, your tires or your car tends to slide out a bit faster if you oversteer into a turn, or your car is just oversliding. And this is just happening below the 30% mark. And if your tires are like at, let's say, 15%, it's more likely to happen, and your car is getting controlled harder. Yeah, if your tires are at 0%, you will DNF.
You're dead.
You're dead because your tires will just blow up. If your car is at 0% fuel, you will just freewheel, and you have to reach the pit lane before. If you stand still, DNF. That's how it is. But I mean, if you have any questions, make sure to ask in the chat. We're always there to answer those questions. And as Atypick already said, we will start with the qualifying now, where the top 13 is already going home with some points. One flying lap is counting, and then we're gonna see who takes it. Danik B wins the free practice here. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, he has amazing lines. I was spectating him for the last 4 minutes, and he just has amazing lines, especially in the kind of urban parking lot area where it is so tight between the pillars. But he takes the inside line on the in a corner. It's so brave, but he has the good amount of speed. It is a shorter path to the next turn, and yeah, Danik B, quite impressive. Could be a good candidate for P1 in the qualifying. Then you just need to see him during the race. But considering that he's standing, you said P6 in the driver standings. He is definitely a good driver, and a consistent one, has a good understanding of the strategy aspect of that brings Trackmania Formula League with the liters and the tires. So yeah, it is a good driver, a good contender for even a win. I would say it could be a surprise to win, but it doesn't seem too far-fetched to see Danik B win a race of Trackmania Formula League Season 3.
I hope so, to see him performing well, as I'm also gonna follow him here for the first part, because actually you said consistent driving, but every time I was spectating in the parking lot he made a mistake there. So I hope that he can be fine out of that if he's not going for a slide and actually finds himself in first place already. So great round here from Danik B, then Speed Self behind. And now, of course, the important part, this part here, he tries to pre-drift. You can also go for a release turn. Yeah.
You see Mopel going full ham
in the first
full
lap.
race mode. Yeah.
Mopel
is always a good contender. So does Marius. For a race win, or at least a good result, a good podium. They just miss out on some occasion, unfortunately. Danik B is on the last hairpin, last turn, I would say, even for the flying lap into the qualification lap.
Yeah, that is the flying lap now. Mopel goes into the lead here, as we have Marius, Volsa, Trilux, and Danik B. Actually, cool group to follow here. It was a good call to spectate Danik B, because he's really in the mix here. Mopel is getting it. Marius went very wide in that one slide before the ending, and also Danik B with way more speed here is going for the risk, has a lot of speed and overtakes Wosal and also Marius here. Good release there, but slides a bit, so Wosal with more speed. Mopel is still leading the race, and we only have a little bit of track left here, only a couple of more turns, but Danik B doesn't look too bad. But look at the speed from Wosal there, from that banking, really gathering a lot of speed, but Danik B pushing a bit more into the lead. He goes again, never mind, touches the grass, and it might actually be Mopel being faster, because no one is there to deny him. So I think Mopel has the fastest time from all of them, and he goes into the lead. Maybe Wosal is a bit faster. Let's take a look. No, he's not. Then we have Mopel on second, Danik B on third, and yeah, well, Dexter,
3 purple sector from Dexter. He was the fastest on the track. But Mopel didn't really improve on his best time. Danik B was improving, but not quite enough to beat Mopel. It is still such a short margin. It is 0.5, half a second behind Mopel. No, never mind. He's half a second behind Dexter. So yeah, it's a very small margin. 0.2 behind Mopel, actually.
Yeah. That is not too much, actually. That is not too much indeed. And I think Chris started a bit late, so let's go ahead and follow him, the M&M player. I'm not sure if he can still go for another lap, or maybe he has this.
He's fine. He's on his last lap anyway.
Okay.
He should be fine.
Let's see, what placement will he be on?
There we go.
Nothing. Damn. Okay, Dexter wins it. Dexter, I mean, you were forecasting before. Dexter, a player that is really fast. You said 3 purple sectors. Dexter P1, the Mopel, Danik B, Wosal, then Claudio on top 5. Picking and also 6th position, very nice. Berlul, Marius, Patrose, Berserker, Lars. Then we have Nico and Speedself getting the first points of the day. So cool to see some new names in there.
Yes, Bisaker, such a good teammate for Wosile. They are P2 in the team championship, and it was so sad always to see Wosile all alone in a team. It's so great to see him with a teammate that can hit consistent top points. Because Bisaker, I'm not sure on where he's sitting in the driver championship, but his team is P2 anyway in the team championship, so he is quite consistent, Bisaker. So great to see them.
It's definitely great to see those players, especially having a good teammate here with Patrosa. But Patrosa also had an up and down season, but of course maybe he can redeem himself here. But I think we have clear contenders here for the top 3. We have Danik B, Patrosa, then also Wosile, who looked very strong, and then Dexter. And maybe we have some surprises here with Claudio being in the top 5. Yeah, you know, it can all happen, and I'm looking forward as we have 42 players on the server. I think also still deducting the casters, and 51 laps to drive after the 3-minute warm-up.
Yeah, those warm-up just here to allow the player to load the entire script, so players could have lesser configs or lesser bandwidth in terms of internet, and the script is quite huge to load. So yeah, 3 minutes warm up. Hello everyone to get disconnected. Maybe you crash and you are able to rejoin. Therefore, we have those 3 minutes. It was 1 minute in season 1, has been enlarged into 3 minutes in like four races into season 1, because it was way too risky for the players. Like, so knowing Nadio and Trackmania wasn't really the most stable game, especially in season 1. We so many crashes for some players. It was quite sad to see. Fortunately, I think Boss Bravo has made great improvement in terms of memo leaks and improvements to the entire script, which is less heavy for computing wise for the game to run, and we have a lot less disconnection from the game during races, which is great to see.
Yeah, it has been optimized tremendously, and that is cool to see that there is like Boss Bravo, who's literally like the one-man army behind that. Of course, he still has help from others, but still he is just like Nano is also helping, for example, just to have like one name that really pops into my head already. But Boss Bravo is really developing this one, I think, even alone, just with the tiny help of others.
He's alone. Yeah. I think he's alone on the script. He is all alone. Maybe he has other scripters, but like I was speaking to him, like he goes so deep into the game in terms of scripting. It's not like a basic script. He goes so deep, like just to change the behavior of the car, change the weight ratio, so the car feels a lot heavier. Yeah, he goes so deep, and he's all alone to know that all the secret of the script. But as you said, it is a team, the Trackmania Formula League, and they are doing such a fantastic job.
Okay, what the hell? That's so loud. What is happening? Wait a second, I have to close my window. Krankenwagen! Krankenwagen into the first race. Okay, let's go ahead. I'm sorry for that. But we start in 3 seconds. Good luck, and let's go into the first lap, because that is, of course, decisive. Yeah, also when you win the qualifying, you are in the top spot. I'm gonna go with Claudio here, who was just for me the first player to take a look onto Dexter, Moppel, Danik B, and Both ahead of him. But I think Claudio can maybe stay up there. Maybe let's go into the follow all camera, because then you can see if a player makes a mistake or not. That's mesmerizing. Okay, Lars and Berlul already with a mistake in that first zone. Of course, now the player field is spreading out, so the camp doesn't make that much sense anymore.
Yeah, it is so tricky sometimes to really follow. Claudio is in such a good position here too, so you can see he's currently sitting in P7, you can see all the races from the driver, all the trajectory from the driver up ahead. You have Josh, Wosai Patros with a bit of a mistake, touch a wall, unfortunately goes really slow, lose some places. Probably 5 to 10 places for Patros, unfortunately. Wosai, slow inside line, unfortunately, may have lost a bit of speed. Dexter goes fastest in the first lap, but still leading, it is Mopel and Dexter.
Yeah, Mopel and Dexter. Mopel, very cool to see in the lead, and also Dexter, I mean, has set the fastest time, but then Mopel comes close as Eddie makes a mistake, as well as Darkbringer, and we were talking about that. That parking lot is very decisive. So Mopel in the lead, also Wosai with a great line, coming back into that 4th position, coming closer to Josh. Look at the speed from Wosai here over that part. He has so much speed, and he even comes closer to Mopel and Dexter. Dexter in the lead again, but Josh is not saying, yeah, you know what, I just want to be 4th. I also want to be a contender for that spot. But is it Dexter? It is Dexter leading and probably setting the fastest lap again. Or maybe it is Wosai who was falling a bit behind, but of course he has made a small mistake. So it's only the PB lap for him and only place number 7. So Dexter with a 51.49 and right now leading with already a gap of 0.8 of a second. So that is great to see. Then Berserker, Patrose, Josh. Then we have Heath, Darkbringer, Wingo Bear, also a new face for me in the top 10 right now. Then Eddie, Sensei, Marius, Chris is also there playing P14, Deska. Then we have Siuk, Wall, Joey, then DJ Ruffy. I think that's a new face in the Trackmania Formula League Season 1, Division 1. Then
yeah, I believe there is a couple of new drivers in Division 1. DJ Ruffy, as you said, being promoted. This race, actually, first race in Division 1 for him.
Cool to see that. Cool to see new faces. And of course, maybe the other players will maybe demote and make space for players who are motivated. I don't know, like the Trackmania Grand League drivers. But let's focus on the race here as Danik B sets the fastest lap. But where is he actually? Where is Danik B?
On P6. P6 right behind P5 even. Right behind Bisaker. Bisaker with the massive mistakes, I believe. Yeah, lose a lot of places. We'll see at the checkpoints. But yeah, it's a P15 for even 16 for Bisaker as Wall, Swarm past Darkbringer and DJ Ruffy.
Very close fight here for that like top 5 or top 5 onwards. As you can see here, Joey are all of a sudden being ahead again. But look at that, how many players are there? If we just follow Chris here, Eddie is ahead of him. Then we have Mopel, Sensei, Joey, Marius, and him as well. Everyone in close proximity towards him. And then also Dexter is only 5 seconds ahead, as this is of course a very speedy map and you don't want to make mistakes there on this one part. Also Eddie has died in that one section, but positions are changing like I want to say my underpants, but I'm only changing them once per day. But Heath.
Heath. Yeah, massive mistake from Heath. Try to take the inside line on the. It's actually for the camera, the custom camera. It's the swimming pool. So yeah, try to take the inside line on the swimming pool. Take the pillar instead, and falls back to P27. Wow, that's a massive fallback. Just a massive mistake. It can cost a huge amount of places.
Yeah, that can definitely cost a lot of plays. I want to go for the Piscine Cam or Piscine Cam.
As we have Mudda here, Trackmania Grand League player playing.
Yep, he is still playing. So Wosai on the lead. Then we have the others coming closer there, but there you can see if a player makes a mistake or not. Everyone going for that inside line. No one now with a mistake, of course. Actually, Lars. Oh my God, no, Lars. What is he doing? Oh God. So there you can see the line here. Very cool to see that actually, but it's only Lars who has made a mistake. So that's unfortunate. Also Wosai, just when I go into a spectator camera, Wosai with a mistake and Dexter comes closer.
Yeah, Dexter may have made a mistake as well because he was comfortably leading the race. Now he's behind Wosai, Patros, Dexter battling for P1. We also have Danik B and probably, Danik B. Mopel is a bit farther behind on the road. So 4 guys really battling one another. They are under a second to one another. So a massive mistake or even a tiny mistake could mean the position for those guys. As we are going to approach the first window of pit stop, the tires are falling quite dramatically. We didn't really see that much. Okay, Wosile is use more tires than fuel, but the tires of Danik B are quite worrisome. He's sitting at 23% tires, so he's going to struggle a lot hitting that 22%, and right in the pit goes Danik B.
Already the first pit very early, but of course if you drift a lot then your tires will just wear off very fast. But lap 7 pit, so what do you want to go for that? 7:14, then you have 21, 28, 35. Like that is so many pit stops. He should definitely go there for 1-8 lap stint. And yeah, Danik B falling behind, as we have Trilux here as well on 23.
Ooh, Patros touch the water.
Okay.
Touch the water, goes into, lose a lot of speed, touch the rear wheel, the rear left against the wall, being overtaken by Mopel. So Patros on P5, P4, sorry.
So not losing too much with that, but you can see the gaps
5 seconds.
Quite high. But yeah, still, I mean, if you lost 5 seconds in the pack like where Joey is, then you would drop down to P13, 16. So there is still quite huge gaps between the players. As I just want to go a bit further back here with the players. So Lars, of course, after that mistake, down. Then we're speed self ahead of Trilux. Then Simply Nick on P24. And then there's also Picking Enter. Yeah, there we go. Let's spectate Picking Enter here for a lap. Because he's one of my loyal Twitch supporters. Yeah, he's always happy when he can catch one of my streams. So shoutouts to Picking Enter. And let's see what he's doing, as he is not going for a lap 8 stint, as a lot of players are, and also Dexter and Mopel Patros are not. So they go for lap 9 and then probably just try to match it even at some point.
Oh, Dexter, massive mistake right into the hairpin. Oh, he's going to lose so much time. Mopel goes first.
Damn.
As he's going to pit, so does Dexter, I believe.
Wow. Dexter down to P7 with that, and yeah, well, there you can see it.
He got lucky, he didn't flip. Yeah, really lucky he didn't flip. It was that bad of a mistake.
Oh, really? Unfortunately, I didn't see it. Wow, that is super unfortunate here.
Because we have a first speeding penalty of the day during the race.
Yeah, damn. I mean, interesting race so far. Dexter losing a lot of time with that. Lars now in the lead, but of course he goes for a lap 10 stint probably, because the others...
So does Simply Nick.
Yeah, interesting to see. But yeah, that's what I was talking about beforehand. You know, this map is very speedy and you don't drift that much. And if you then all of a sudden have low tires, your car can't slide out. So this will be the difficulty on this map. So let's see what Lars is doing. Will Lars cope that one nicely here or not? Will he save it? I mean, he lost already 3 seconds with just sheer releasing and just saving it because the tires are just so low, as well as the fuel. Yeah, you can see him sliding there, just releasing. Great control of his car though.
Yep.
And now going into the pit lane, hopefully not getting a speeding penalty or sliding out somewhere, taking a very safe, wise decision there from Lars. And he's in the pit lane, 4.2 liters left.
Simply Nick goes around the track once again. He has good tires, yeah, his fuel is bad, really bad. I really hope he doesn't have any mistakes, otherwise he may not finish, or he may coast all the way to the pit box.
I think this is not enough. This is not enough for Nick. By the looks of it.
It will be tight, really. Yeah. It looks bad. He's coasting in order to prevent losing too much fuel. You still have the hairpin to pass, and then it's quite. Yeah, should be fine. He's going a shorted style kind of pit stop, where he's going to coast all the way to the end.
Oh my god, he really has to.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, okay, I think it's fine. It is fine. Yeah. He's losing so much time though.
Yes, he lost a lot of time.
It was not worth it. Yeah. It was not worth it
liters.
to go all the way. In I think it is the third checkpoint, he was neck and neck with Warsail, and now Warsail. I don't want to like. Where is Simplinik in the? Yeah, we just need to pass one checkpoint, and we will be updated on the amount of time. Yeah, Warsail just slapped Simplinik. That's how bad it was. The time lost by just coasting all the way to the end.
Yeah.
Simplinik lost one lap to Warsail.
Yeah, that is not worth
massive.
it.
Near one lap, he's still ahead. He hasn't been lapped. Sorry, but yeah, it is still massive. A 45 seconds loss to Warsail.
Yeah, that's a lot, and also not worth it. Of course, you can say, okay, you're gonna go for one last pit stop, but hey, Warsail is gonna beat that with sheer pace, and also Warsail was already ahead of him, even though he has done a pit stop. Yeah, and now he is like more than 40 seconds ahead of him. Yeah, picking into, you can also see him there. Racerlight also getting lapped now by Warsail. Never mind, Warsail with a mistake, and Danik B, that allows him to come a bit closer again. Let's make it 2 seconds. Patrosa is behind, then Marius with a great performance as well. You love to see Marius 89 perform. Very cool. He made a karaoke stream yesterday. I actually lurked a bit. That was a lot of fun seeing that. Just him singing songs. Man, he's so good at singing, really. I just have to agree with that, and just cool to see that he just streams what he enjoyed. So Marius, really shoutouts to him and also to his Twitch channel. You know, he's a great person, and you should definitely try that. And also Muda here, lap 11, low fuel. Muda is out on this race.
Yeah, I was spectating Muda a tiny bit. He was kind of struggling around the track. End up here really late, I think. Didn't really do that much of free practice. I did the qualifying, but yeah, in terms of learning the track was really difficult for Muda. And I believe it's just too many mistakes, and you plan for a kind of a mistake-free kind of strategy. Yep, goes out of the window for Muda, and he's DNF'd. He DNF'd out of the race.
Oh, as you were just talking about that, I was seeing 2 full stops when you were just talking about. I was seeing Dexter fully bonking into the wall, losing all of his speed, and also Mr. Danik B, who lost a lot of speed but still is in the race. But still, that is a lot of speed lost by him, by both of the players. Moppel setting the fastest lap, and Moppel right now on that, yeah, not in the top 10 by the looks of it. So
P12 for Moppel.
So rather inconsistent driving. I was thinking that the gaps were quite smaller. I mean, look at that. Warsail again. He's 10 seconds ahead of that second place. Then we have Marius, the Safemeister, on P3. Then Joey on 4th. Darkbringer behind. Then Wingo Bear, also with a great performance, as well as Sensei on P6 and 7. Dexter after too many mistakes, as well as Danik B, who was on P5 just beforehand. Yeah, so all of them with a lot of mistakes. Also Danik B going for a lap 15 stint now, so one later than before. As we can see here, Danik B went for lap number 7, and now he goes for lap 15. So maybe his strategy works, but very messy track here, I would say. Very messy.
Yeah, for a lot of driver, really messy. We've seen like the most mistake we've ever seen, and we have yet to be halfway through the entire race. It's great. It is great to see those drivers making mistakes. We just need to see Warsail and Petros do a bit more, so the gap can close a bit. Dexter is quite far back on P8, right behind Bear. Oh no, never mind. Just overtook Wingo Bear on the checkpoints. But yeah, he's we need to see more mistakes from Petros and Warsail.
Yeah.
Just to close out the gaps.
Exactly, and I'm also looking forward to Marius today. Maybe he can also do something. Darkbringer with the giving up here. Darkbringer was also not in too bad of a round, especially at the beginning, and now he's just giving up here. So place 19 for him at the moment he folds down, so he was in the top 15 placement, I would say. So too bad to see that a lot of players are actually making mistakes. Also Speed Self here, maybe Darkbringer didn't unbind his giving up. I certainly don't know, but hey, Marius always there for a surprise, and right now he's on 2nd place just behind Patosa. So let's see what the German driver can do. Maybe also rain will come. We don't know. Lap 17 it is. 1/3 through. And Marius is going for yet another lap, as well as Patrose.
It will be really interesting to just finish the last 10 lap on the rain. In the rain. It would be really, really interesting to see this. I don't really expect it. Yeah. It would mix up the order.
Oh, Patrose! With a mistake.
Oh, what happened?
He touched the water and jumped and lost a lot of speed. So Marius will come closer. Might see a lead change here. But actually it's not enough. But yeah, I mean, the last 10 laps in rain would be actually cool. We don't know, or I mean, I don't know if it will rain or not, actually. I certainly don't know that. Okay, Marius taking it safe here. Into the pit stop, and Patrose is still leading. And no pit overtake. Joey also going for the pit, as well as Dexter. Then we have Sensei also going for that. Yosh, Vosal still going for that. And of course, Vosal already pitted. And Vosal with that, of course, is leading again. And yeah, he maybe has the fastest strategy and also the fastest lap here. So Vosal with a great race thus far.
Yeah. So, just did a bit of my usual second stint kind of analysis to see the strategy that are drawing into from the drivers. We have either a 8-lap stint or a 9-lap stint, where if you were to do an 8-lap stint, you go for 16, 24, 32, 40, 38. And the pit stop on lap 38 needs to be a quick one, because you just need 3 laps to go. So it is a short last pit stop, but it is still quite a huge amount of pit stop. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pit stop. It is quite a lot. Where if you were to do only 9 laps per stint, you go for 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, and then on 45, it is also a relatively short pit stop. You just need to put enough fuel for 6 lap, which is quite alright. So less pit stop for the 9 lappers, and the last pit stop is also a short one, so you don't lose too much time.
Or maybe players will go for 44. I don't see a player stinting for just 3 laps. Yeah, so I think there will be some changes in strategies, but I think that the strategy with 9 stints, or with every 9 laps, will be like 9, 18, 27, then 36, 44, and then 51 or even 43. Because but I think 44 is the best, because then you can
you risk less with the tires. So you push more.
Yeah, you should.
And I think also for the 8 lappers, they are going to shorten the last stint, the penultimate stint. So maybe pit on lap 44, as you said, and then just go full hammer time for the last stint. We will see. We still yet not really halfway to go in the race. Still lap 21.
Yeah, it's still lap 21, not even halfway through. Yes, I'm currently just going through the list a bit. I mean, Chris right now, P16, 48 seconds behind Vosal. Vosal is dominating this race yet again. Man, that is crazy to see. And he can maybe win his 3rd race here. Of course, never say never. We don't know how this is going. But hey, that is looking good. Also, picking and here getting a lap by Patrose, who is on that 2nd place. So Vosal and also Marius will probably lap in here very soon. Vosal, of course, still has lapped him, but Marius still has to do that. Then we have Racer Light, Speed Self, then Go Nugget, Cloudjo, who had a very good performance in the qualifying. Unfortunately, only on P26, but still.
He had a penalty. He had a penalty, a 10-second penalty in the second wave of pit stop. No, first wave of pit stop. Unfortunately for Cloudjo.
That feels bad, man, though. That can really mess up with your focus. Then Marcelella on a P number 28. Then we have Nico, Dorian Raid, Anthe, Then there is Deska also playing, one of the rather new faces for me in Division 1 as well. Then we have JSAC TV, Cineon, Darkbringer of course is out. And then we have Koda, who is 4 laps behind apparently. So maybe he has started late.
4 laps? Oh, dang.
Maybe he has started late. I don't know, but still, I mean, he's driving. That is cool to see. And then also the others here, Darkbringer, Buddha, Heave, they're unfortunately out of the race. So we have still 35 players playing at the race.
You were talking about Cineon being 4 laps behind? It's only 2 laps.
No, it was.
Oh no, it's Koda. Okay,
Koda.
never mind.
Koda, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Koda was. Koda
he's 4 laps behind, 7 laps behind Woside.
Yeah. Damn.
And he's 5 laps behind Cineon.
Maybe we'll travel through time and then be like, yo guys, I'm first.
Hello.
But maybe he has just started late, but still cool to see him play.
Yeah.
That is the mentality that we like to see. So very, very nice. As we see Wosal still leading 13 seconds. It has been melting a bit, but the gaps are rising also between second and third. 6.6 seconds between second, third, and third, fourth, and vice versa. So that is a huge gap. And we have a bit of a fight between Ringo Bear and Yosh, but it's only 1 second. And then also for P6, we have Mopo, Wall, and Joey fighting it out, as well as Sensei and Dexter. Dexter only on P10 at the moment.
Yeah, I think it is now. The track looks to settle a bit in terms of mistakes from the driver, but yeah, Dexter on the very stint 1, stint 2, a bit too much mistake from Dexter. Fall down quite a lot and just hasn't been able to catch up yet. We just can't really disregard Dexter to be a fast driver, and he could catch up, but he will rely on the others making mistakes.
Exactly, and Dexter has made a lot of mistakes himself, so he cannot catch up with sheer pace. And maybe, I mean, there's still 27 laps to go, but then he of course has to drive a flawless race, as he just tends to just risk so much, and he's 18 seconds behind Marius. So Marius right now on P2, but of course we have a player by the name of Wosal, who's in the pit stop already. Lap number 24 for him, then he goes for 32.40, and then probably like maybe 39, something like that. We're gonna check how this will go for him. Yeah, but actually quite huge gaps here. Yosh and Wingo Bear fighting it out here, and also can overlap Cineon, who's on P34. And they're still gonna go for a lap, probably lap 26 for Wingo Bear. I'm sure Yosh will squeeze out one more lap after that. I don't know.
Oh, Woside is quite a lot behind Patros. It looks like a bit like race 1 and race 2, when the Patros and Woside will just exchange the lead, especially race 2, which you weren't there. But they were just both in the lead when the other had pitted, and it was just in the end a story where Patros ended up pitting first for his last pit stop. Then Woside pits, but Patros overtake him while Woside is on the pit, is in the pit box, and Patros win the race. So it could still be the same kind of story between those two, where Patros and Woside are going to exchange the lead, and the last one who pits might be the loser today.
Yes, and I think this is Wosal at the moment. Just thinking that he pits at lap 8, 16, then we have 24, 32, 40, and then like one more, so he has 6 stints, whereas Patros and Marius are at 9, 18, 27, 36, and then 45, so they're only at 5. So right now it's working good, 19 seconds to spare, and this would be the last result here, because Wosal is 1 pit ahead of them already, so there you can see it. I think this will be a close race regardless, if of course Patros and maybe even Marius as well stay ahead. Yeah, because Wosal is definitely capable of catching up. But right now 9 seconds is the gap here, but of course now Wosal will go into the lead again. Never mind actually. Okay, Yosh also went into the pit lane, so Wosal is leading again. Patros and Marius will go out of the pit now. And then we have also everyone here actually going for a pit stop. So
I think it's just a story to see. Oh, Wosal a bit tiny mistake touched the wall, but it's just going to be a story where can Mosile catch up when on fresh tires and fresh fuel, catch up to Patros, who is really struggling with his tire and fuel, and can heat up Patros on the track and build enough gap between those two when Mosile has fresh tires.
Yeah.
And then, as you said, are the player going for a kind of risky strat where you pit on, for the last pit stop, you pit on 48 for Mosile and 45 for Patros, meaning that Mosile might lose because he's going to be the last pitting. And yeah, it's just a story. Can Mosile build enough of a buffer, a time buffer between himself and Patros to be safe from a pit stop? Hasn't quite been the case. Looks like on track when both drivers are equal in terms of freshness of the tires and the fuel. Mosile is a tiny bit faster, but we've seen throughout the race that he's also prone to tiny mistake, tiny touch of a wall, the rear left, rear right touching the wall, and just you lose a bit of time, as he's just destroy his previous best lap. But yeah, Patros and Mosile, good contender for the win.
Oh, picking and writing the chat, they're getting a speeding penalty. Not sure what happened there, but yeah, it will be close between them. And yeah, well, Mosile not making a mistake in this part. I think that's also the part you were talking about, because he's just getting so much more speed out of that. Patoza was struggling with that, touching the inside of the water or stuff like, or the inside, and with that the water. So then your car will just slide out. And it is Mosile who is again on a great time. He looks to clock in yet another 1x. Look at this here, Mosile is just speeding around the track. Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, never mind.
I was wondering. I was really wondering whether or not we would be able to break below the 51 second, and yes, the man did it.
The man did it. He was 0.13 away though, so maybe he just had good exit speed out of that part. And Mosile with that, yeah, coming a bit closer. But of course, we were talking about that he has to stint one more time than the others, like Patoza and Marius. But right now he's extending his lead 17 seconds. So this might be close rounds, like in the late 40s. It will be close between the players. Maybe they're gonna fight it out. We don't know. Danik B goes for a stint. Let's actually take a look onto Danik B's strategy here, because I think he's already on stint number 4. He has 7, 15, 23, and then 31. So what will he be? What will be his strategy? Will he go for 10, 10, 10, or just for 7, 7, 6? I don't know, but we're gonna see. Maybe he will just squeeze it out. We're just looking at the pit graph. It will be usually 7, 7, and then 6, or maybe
probably 7, 7, 6. It's sometimes can be tricky to change strategy. Just Simply Nick with a massive mistake was following Mosile. Simply Nick right into the swimming pool, into the parking lot section. I was pretty to see. I'm not sure Simply Nick's agreed, but it was quite fun to see.
But yeah, Simply Nick also, yeah, an interesting strategy. He only goes for 4 stints, 11, 21, 31, and then 41. So he will, okay, he goes for 32 now actually. Interesting. Oh no, maybe he got lapped. Yeah, so we don't know that. But Nick probably not with the best strat here, question mark. Just putting on this thesis because he is yeah, like losing a lot of speed, and also like going very slow in this last 2-3 laps, where he can just not speed around the track like a player like Mosile or Patrose can do, or even Marius. So he is very far behind on P16 though. Maybe his strategy will work out, we don't know, but so far he is not in the top 10 spot. So far. Let's go with some cameras here. We have the rear camera, also could be very nice. Then pitting, of course. The start camera, also cool to see maybe for a finish. And then the straight that we have just before the parking lot. Then this camera with a very harsh turn. Yosh is passing it. Also Yosh here with a great performance on P4 actually. Great to see. Then the mace spin turn. Yeah. Monka steer on this one, where you can really lose a lot of speed. And yeah, let's go ahead into Yosh here. P number 4. Great to see that.
Yeah, right behind Wosile. 2.8 seconds behind Wosile. Has yet to pit. So interesting strategy. Same line, same easy line with Patros and Marius. So I think the case of Yosh and also the case of Marius in I would say one pit stop is really interesting and could be telling for the future of Patros, whether or not he's going to win. Because Yosh here has pitted after before Wosile, but Wosile is still in front of him on the racetrack.
Yeah.
And Yosh is going to pit before Wosile always.
Yes.
Always before Wosile. And so Marius is a bit in the same position, is 3 seconds ahead of Wosile, so he's being eaten alive by Wosile on the track, and Patros as well is really struggling to match the pace of Wosile. So I would say that after the next pit stop of Wosile is in front of Marius.
Yes.
It would be my take, and could be the take for Patros at the next pit stop.
Yes, I agree with that actually, but I mean Patros is like 16.3 seconds ahead. That is a huge lead, and also Marius not really slowing down too much, as Wosile is lapping the next person here. We see Lars, being almost lapped there, and then Marius actually made a small mistake. Okay, so I think your thesis with that is correct. Yeah, that Wosile is just outpacing him. Marius, who tends to drive a bit safer, but of course, Marius goes for the pit stop now. Lap 35 it is, so not going for lap 36, so he goes for 35. Lars into the wall. Then we have 43 and then 51 to not waste anything. So smart decision there from Marius going to the pit stop, as well as Patrose, who is now being overtaken by Wosile. Okay, but Wosile of course has to pit like twice more, and Patrose only once more in lap 44 or lap 43, however you 44. Want to take that. Yeah.
It should be like, if he is on schedule and doesn't go early in the pit, it should be a 44 pit stop for Patrose, where Wosile is going to pit on 40, so in 4 laps, and 48. And the 48 is going to be a quick one.
Or Wosile goes for like something earlier and then just goes for very quick stints, but 3 lap stints. I'm not really seeing that one happening, because then like you slow down for like kind of nothing, and you can like go for the tires. But I mean, you have to pit stop anyway, so you can. We're gonna see what Wosile will do, if he goes for a short one or not. We will find that out. But right now he's leading the race, lap 37 it is. So it will be rather close. And also like the gap, of course, because of that short pit stop, will of course be not, or he will spend less time in the pit lane. Of course he slows down, but this could be interesting between them. Maybe we see a photo finish, I don't know. But what I can surely see is that Wosile will overtake Marius.
I think we had in season one in very low division, like a win by 1/10 or 100 of a second between two drivers. There was a tweet, I believe, about this, and it was really close between 2 drivers, and we had like a kind of a photo finish.
Okay, that's interesting. I would love to see something like that, but of course you cannot plan it, as we have the current standings. So Wosile is 16 seconds, 17 seconds out of Patrose. Wosile has to pit one more time than Patrose. Then Marius on P3, great race. Danik B behind, who goes for a pit stop now. Then Dexter, Yosh, Moppel, Wingo Bear. Then we have Joey on P9, Berserker on 10th. Chris with a P11 performance, also great to see that. Then Wall, then we have Pickingans on P13, also nice to see that. As well as Simply Nick being on P14, maybe his pit stop strategy works out in his way. Maybe he doesn't feel that comfortable here. Then DJ Ruffy on P15, also nice to see that. Very good performance. Berlul, Eddie, Trilux. Then we have Lars and Eraserlight on the 20th place. There we go. Those are the standings. Also Wingo Bear on P7. Very cool to see that. Very, very nice from the French driver here.
I was just looking on Discord. I think probably the bot from Trackmania Formula League live race may be a bit broken, because he say that Dexter is the one beating everyone's time, even though he goes for a lap record. Yeah, everyone was basically, every time Wosai had a fastest lap, the bot said it was Dexter. But now it's finally the truth. So the bot was actually foretelling the fact that Dexter will have a fastest lap. And we were talking about Dexter. Yes, he's far. Yes, he's so far in the race, but he can be so fast as well.
Look at this lap right now. Oh my god, what is Dexter doing? This will be such a good lap if he comes. No. No, Dexter, you made a mistake. He was risking it. This could have been a 50.5 or 50.6, and Dexter makes a mistake, but still a 51.5. Yeah, still.
That was a 3 purple sector from Dexter, as you said.
Oh, damn. He also had so much speed. As we see, Shaden is being out. Lap 33, though, so that's a bit further away. Yeah. So, Dexter. Oh, no. Bonk. Into the wall he goes, makes a mistake, so Dexter with another mistake, and with that, Josh will clearly overtake Dexter here. So Dexter not really finding his consistency here, just risking it maybe for the fastest lap, but that is not good. So Josh up into P4. Moppel will probably also come dangerously close towards Dexter. So Moppel and also Patrosi with a great race, actually. Very nice race from them.
Yeah, the both of them, like, Moppel has been a lot more consistent this season.
Yes.
And it's so great for, even though like there was improvement from the guys at the Trackmania Formula League in terms of formats, having a 3-man team compared to a 2-man team where you only take the best 2 results of in a race. Moppel has been really consistent. It was. I would say most of the time it was Moppel points who counted as a second driver. So yeah, it's great to see Moppel at that kind of a level. I always knew that Moppel could be a fast driver. He just needed consistency. And speaking of consistency, Marius was actually behind Wosail, and Wosail had a mistake. Two laps ago had a mistake, and Marius overtook him on the track.
Moppel? What is happening right now? Moppel with the DC?
Oh my god.
Oh, I was just spectating him. And also Nico, what is going on? No, Moppel, we were praising him so much, and now Moppel is out.
It has been the issue. Oh, yeah, no. It was the issue, sadly. In Season 2, sadly, it was also the issue. The number of times that we've seen Moppel.sk left the server, it's heartbroken.
But here it was a connection issue, actually. Yeah. It was a connection issue, and he is now down. That was so unfortunate for him, because he was on his 6th placement, and now Wingo Bear is on P6. Also, Danik B closing in. But we're gonna go into the last couple of stints now. I mean, Vosa still has to go for a short one, and still is behind Marius, yeah? So Marius still holding strong on that 2nd place, will go for his last stint now, as well as Patrose. Yeah, Patrose, the first one into the pit lane we go, going very safe there over that part, not exceeding the 130 kilometers per hour, and makes it quite nicely. Let's see Marius here, who still has some more turns to go, where Vosa can indeed catch up here towards Marius. But it seems that they will stay ahead of him, because Wosa has to go for a short stint and has not overtaken Marius just yet. Of course, he will do now but not when both are on par when it comes to pit stops.
So it is a 44 liters for Patrols, just as Woside crossed the finish line. Just the time to reaccelerate, and we will see the delta that Patrols need to chase, and Woside need to widen in order to be safe from a short pit stop. But we've seen, like, just Marius was 2.5 seconds away from Woside. Woside overtook him right even before he was in the pit box. So Woside needs to build a massive gap on Patrols, and for now, doesn't look it is the case. It is a 6-second gap between Woside and Patrols.
A 6 seconds gap between them, indeed. Yeah, as we have Woside and Patrols being in the lead, but yeah, if you're unable to increase the volume yourself, yeah, I'm definitely not gonna do that. If it's too quiet for you, I don't know, but complaining about volume, that is a weird champing and a half. So just there's a slider down there.
Complaining about volume in 2021.
Weird champ. That is a weird champ, man. But yeah, I mean, it is Woside going for his last stint in a sec here. Yeah, he is at 37 liters. He will not close it out here, but Woside and Patrols are on P1 and 2. Yeah, and I think it will be Woside overtaken by Marius, but like, how far behind will he fall? Danik B now going for his last stint as well, lap 44 for him. And then we have Wingo Bear on P7, Joey on 8th, Berserker picking Enter on P number 10. Let's go. Let's go, let's go. Very nice to see that. Picking Enter with a great performance, but he still has to go for one more stint as well, so he maybe falls down a bit. Yeah. So also my sound bars are saying that I'm talking and that everything is fine. Maybe your laptop is broken, but yeah, because then of course you only see the high, you can only hear the highs maybe from the cars and stuff. But my volume tells me that I'm talking way louder than the game is. Yeah. Okay,
just
there we go.
a small question: do you think Woside can do it with his liters?
No. Nah, not at all.
We agree on this. We agree on this. He needs to bid right now.
Go now. Yes,
yeah,
he goes now. Go. Perfect. Yeah, 30%. Oh my god, that was so close.
So close. He was so close. I think every pit stop he was so close. Patrols go ahead of him. Woside hasn't pit yet. Now it's just a story whether, I think it is clear win from Patrols. He ended up like tiny mistake from Woside in the penultimate stint, and now it's just a story. Can Woside still be in front of Marius?
Yes, he can. He can definitely.
Yes, he is. He's definitely is. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a very short stint, and of course Marius loses, or like is now on 3rd place, but it's not enough for Patrols as we have forecasted. I was thinking, yeah, Marius, you will overtake him because, you know, the stint was just so little compared to Mario's stint, and they were on par and both had to do a stint. So that is just logical that Woside is ahead of him, if you just think about it that way. But still, yep. Marius with a dominant and cool performance here on that 3rd place. Yeah, then we have Dexter on P4 though. So a lot of mistakes from the...
There we go! Oh my god! Dexter! Oh my god!
I don't believe it.
Oh, damn! That was acrobatic. That was acrobatic, and oh, that's who put a fucking swimming pool there? Who put a hole in the track? Damn!
But yeah, Dexter's surviving and is still ahead of Josh.
So lucky. So lucky.
Okay, just talking about Dexter's mistakes here, and he makes that. Imagine that with a real life Formula 1 car.
No.
Oh, Dexter, great. Oh man, okay, that was a good moment. Maybe he can now survive. I hope so. Yeah. Yes, he can. But a good flip there. And also Lars with a giving up here with a DNF. That is not good. Not sure what happened there, but the white flag is, yeah, for Lars the case.
Never cool to see. Never cool to see.
Also for a player like, of course, Moppel, yeah, who was really far into the race and had a really good performance. Nah, he is now out as well. So Danik B, yeah, on 7th place. Forsaken Joey, then Chris, and then we have Josh still ahead of Wingo Bear, Dexter, Marius, Wolsad, and Patroza. And Patroza is, yeah, about to win this race actually. Race number 2 in his belt with just a better pit strategy than Wolsad by the looks of it.
Yeah, I think it has been the difference. Patrol's strategy, like, won him race, was it him? Race 1? Yeah, I think it won him race 1. Lose out in race 2 because Wolsad had a better strategy. Yeah, I think Patrol's just always nail the strategy. Won him probably race 4, even though there was some rain in the mix. But race 4, he had a brilliant strategy. So yeah, the calls, the strategy calls from Patrols are always really on top. Plus the fact that he's an amazing driver.
Yes.
Like, the strategy doesn't do it all by himself. Otherwise, Marius would be P2. But yeah, Patrols is an amazing driver and has amazing calls in terms of strategy.
Yeah, he finds the mixture between risking and saving, and he is 19 seconds ahead of Wolsad, and Patroza will win race number 6 here. Global warming, the most crucial part has been done. Patroza has made some mistakes, for example, in this corner here, and also some small mistakes, but all in all, it was a great race, and you were naming it. You know, Marcus went for the same strat, and it is Patroza about to win race number 6, and with that the second race in season number 3, and thus comes closer to Wolsad. I mean, Wolsad still on P number 2, but still a great race here from Patroza. One more turn to go as Dexter sets the fastest time of 0.5x. That is absolutely fast.
That's a massive improvement from Dexter.
Patroza wins it, GG's for him. Then we have Wolsad behind, but wait a second, Wolsad 3.4 liters, maybe he had an engineer to estimate that, but yeah, he's well able to finish also with 50% tires. So Wolsad on 2nd place, then Marius will be behind on P3. Great to see the German driver for Team Seeanemone, I think, or whatever the team of Lars and him are called, on P3. Dexter getting 4th, but also not a lot of fuel left for him. 2.6 liters, so maybe Josh is closing in here. Let's take a look. Is Dexter coasting into the ending line? I don't think so. I think he is
he should be, yeah, he might be costing the last 10 meters. Yes, it's going to be the last 10 meters. There we go. My god, I really love my calls today.
Yeah, they're great. The calls are great. Josh
yeah, great race from Josh and as well Danny.
Yeah, so Josh, the last player who didn't get lapped. Yeah, Danik B has been lapped on P6. Wingerberg getting 7th. Berserker Joey. Xavier Chris, also great to see that. Then Rafi on P11. Bearlul, Sensei, Nick 14th out of Trilux. Then Wall Picking Answer also on a great 17th place. Cloujo, Funky Jug, then Razor Light, and so on and so forth. There you can see the full ranking of this race. And yeah, that was actually an interesting race with a lot of stunts, but at the end, the best rat wins. 5 stops versus 6 stops. We can see Wolsad being fast, Patroza also being fast, but still 5 stops being the meta here.
Yeah, I think in the top 10 there is 2 guys with a 6-stop strategy, which are Danik and Wolsad. Even Berserker, he was lapped, but he still went for a 5-stop strategy. So yeah, just explain how well it was optimized, at least for this track.
Yeah, so that was the race here. I mean, it was a good one, but also, like, it's not the same as with Massa, with Spam, with Scrappy. Of course, the race is still on a high level, and also cool to see Marius on P number 3. But still, you know, it would have been a bit better with those players being in there. But hey, it is what it is. I think at the end we still have a great race and also great events in Trackmania now, with the Trackmania Grand League Challenger and also the Trackmania Grand League coming up after that. And I would also not play both events at one time. I mean, the Madman Wolsad is doing that, but I think he's just built differently.
Yeah. Sometimes it can be cool to like rest the brain. Like sometimes when you just want to learn something, you just go at it for hours on end. and just to take 2 to 3 steps back, just to view the wider picture can help you to improve then on your next go. So sometimes players treat the Trackmania Formula League as a cool 2 hours diversion, change of mindset in order to just relax a bit, even though it's quite stressing, I think, just to think about everything. But yeah, I think it is. You don't need to learn the map, which is so good for the format. You can't dream from a better format to play in parallel with the Trackmania Grand League.
I agree with that, but of course, you know, like also before an exam, you know, you can kind of compare it with that.
Indeed.
You kind of also don't want to learn before it. You just want to chill, you know, try to do that, but maybe you also don't want to like waste your resources on that race. Maybe people are thinking like that, but I think that was a good one, and also great to see that still players from the Trackmania Grand League Challenger or Trackmania Grand League like Muda and also Rosal are still playing, but I can also understand that the others are not.
Yeah, I think it is something that we need to respect. They are paid also to play in those kind of events, so it's a responsibility that you need to take. Okay, I'm gonna take part into the Trackmania Formula League, knowing that it's going to cost 2 hours of my time, where I could be improving the map I'm playing. So yeah, it's a responsibility thing, and you need to be okay with yourself about playing Trackmania Formula League. And if you're not 100% okay, especially for those pro drivers, you just don't play, and it is still fine. And we will be glad when we see them back. Even though I'm not sure when we are going to see them back.
Probably not. Maybe for 1 or 2 races, but even then, I highly think that this is not that likely. But I mean, that concludes the race day. Of course, it's not the same with the top level drivers, but still a very interesting one. And I think still Rosal is not safe yet. I mean, of course, he also got a second finish here, but we have Patrose lurking and also the other players being ready. Marius with a great performance as well. So I think that was a good race. That was a good race. And a lot of stunts, a lot of great things that we have seen, and good calls by you as well.
Especially Dexter needs is a 10 out of 10 stunt that he pulled out. Double backflip into a whatever. That was great to see. But yeah, I would think that Dexter would love to avoid those kind of behavior from his car.
Exactly. But hey, I have to eat something now because I still have 2 more casts to do. Thank you so much, Atypick, for joining once again. It's always a lot of fun to cast with you. And have a good Sunday, my man. Have a good Sunday.
Yeah, you too. Have a good night.
Goodbye, man. See ya.